Milan Cathedral, or Metropolitan Cathedral Basilica of the Nativity of St. Mary, is the unique central cathedral church of Milan, in the Lombardy region, Italy. It is officially the largest church in Italy, since St. Peter's Basilica is in the independent state of Vatican City. It took nearly 6 centuries to complete it, and it is now one of the main Italian attractions. In this video and audio guide, we will talk about Duomo di Milano, its mind-blowing history, what you can see and do there, interesting facts, and of course, travel tips. Before we dive in, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you will not miss any of our exciting videos coming really soon. Duomo occupies what was the most central site of ancient Milan, with streets either radiating from the Duomo or circling it. Before Milan's cathedral, there were 2 churches in this place, the Basilica of St. Thecla and the old octagonal baptistery, the Battistero Paleocristiano. But both were severely damaged by the major fire and subsequently, several centuries later, were rebuilt into the Duomo. In 1386, Archbishop Antonio da Saluzzo began construction of the cathedral. The start of the construction coincided with the ascension to power in Milan of the Archbishop's cousin, Gian Galeazzo Visconti, and was meant as a reward to the noble and working classes who had suffered under his tyrannical Visconti predecessor Barnabo. Galeazzo collected large donations for the work in progress, and the construction program was strictly regulated under the Fabbrica del Duomo, which had around 300 employees, led by first chief engineer Simone da Orsenigo, who initially planned to build the cathedral from brick in Gothic style. 16 years later, in 1402, almost half of the cathedral was completed, and in 66 years, in 1452, the nave and the aisles were completed up to the 6th bay. But by 1480, the construction stalled almost totally due to a lack of funds and ideas. In 1488, both Leonardo da Vinci and Donato Bramante created models in a competition to design the central cupola. Leonardo later withdrew his submission. From 1500 to 1510, under Ludovico Sforza, the octagonal cupola was completed and decorated in the interior with 4 series of 15 statues each, portraying saints, prophets, sibyls, and other figures from the Bible. The exterior long remained without any decoration. Nevertheless, the church was still usable. In 1580, under Archbishop Carlo Borromeo and new chief engineer Pellegrino Pellegrini, the cathedral started getting its Renaissance appearance that would emphasize its Roman-Italian nature and subdue the Gothic style, which was now seen as foreign. But in the 17th century, the new chief architect Carlo Buzzi introduced a striking revolution. The facade was to revert to the original Gothic style, including the already finished details within big Gothic pilasters and 2 giant belfries. In 1682, the cathedral's roof covering was completed. In 1762, one of the main features of the cathedral, the spire of Madonnina, Little Madonna, was erected at the dizzying height of 108.5 meters by Carlo Pellicani, and it is located at the top of a famous polychrome Madonnina statue, designed by Giuseppe Perego, the stature of the cathedral. In 1805, Napoleon Bonaparte, about to be crowned King of Italy, ordered the facade to be finished, and expenses would fall to the French treasurer, though this reimbursement was never paid. Duomo received some neo-Gothic details to the upper windows. As a form of thanksgiving, a statue of Napoleon was placed at the top of one of the spires. Napoleon was crowned King of Italy at the Duomo. During World War II, the Allied bombing of Milan further delayed construction. The Duomo suffered some damage, although to a lesser degree than other major buildings. It was quickly repaired and became a place of solace and gathering for displaced local residents. The final details of the cathedral were finished only in the 20th century. The last portal was inaugurated on the 6th of January, 1965. Now let's talk about the things you can see in Milan Cathedral. Duomo is 158.6 meters long and 92 meters wide. It covers approximately 11,700 square meters. It equals almost 2 football fields. Entrance tickets can be purchased on the official website, They have many options, and you may include access to the cathedral, its terraces, guided tours, the Duomo Museum, the archaeological area, and even an augmented reality experience. The Duomo's plan consists of a nave with 4 side aisles, crossed by a transept, and then followed by a choir and apse. The height of the nave is about 45 meters, 148 feet. Access to the roof allows a close-up view of some spectacular sculptures that would otherwise be unappreciated. The roof of the cathedral is renowned for the forest of open-work pinnacles and spires set upon delicate flying buttresses. The cathedral's 5 broad naves, divided by 40 pillars, are reflected in the hierarchic openings of the facade. Even the transepts have aisles. The nave columns are 24.5 meters, 80 feet high, and the apsidal windows are 20.7 by 8.5 meters, 68 by 28 feet. The huge building is of brick construction, faced with marble from the quarries. Its maintenance and repairs are very complicated. In 2015, Milan's cathedral developed a new lighting system based on LED lights, so it looks outstanding at night as well. The cathedral was built over several hundred years in several contrasting styles. Reactions to it have ranged from admiration to disfavor and back again. The early Romantics tended to praise it as the first intense enthusiasms for Gothic. As the Gothic revival brought in a purer taste, condemnation was often equally intense. The interior of the cathedral includes numerous monuments and artworks. The main altar is situated at the eastern end of the nave, at the heart of the cathedral. It is the central focal point of the interior. It's a magnificent and ornate structure that exemplifies the Gothic architectural style. It features intricate carvings, sculptures, and decorative elements. The altar is made of precious materials, including marble, and it is lavishly decorated with gold leaf. It is the center of religious ceremonies held within the cathedral. It is where the Eucharist, a central Christian sacrament, is consecrated during Mass. Above the altar, there is the Holy Nail from the True Cross. It has been kept in the current cathedral since 1461, when it was solemnly transferred from the old Basilica of Santa Tecla. Visitors can see the red light high under the ceiling. It's a box where this holy relic is located. The only way to access this relic is to use the special machine called Nivola. It's a special lift, crafted as a cloud decorated with paintings and statues. In September, the reliquary containing the relic is taken down using the Nivola, which is then inserted into a large, gilded wooden cross and shown to the people. And in 2 days, the Holy Nail is placed back in its tabernacle that watches from above over the altar and the whole cathedral. At the left of the altar is located the most famous statue of all the cathedral, the Saint Bartholomew, flayed by Marco da Grate. The saint shows his flayed skin thrown over his shoulders like a stole. Through the cathedral, you can see numerous sarcophagi of archbishops, altars of saints, and decorated monuments. Milan's cathedral also has the largest organ in Italy. It is a 5-manual, 225-rank pipe organ built on Mussolini's command in 1938. Near the entrance to the cathedral, there is the Sundial with the Capricorn symbol, made up of a brass strip embedded in the floor that crosses the nave and goes up 3 meters up the north wall. On the south-facing wall, at a height of almost 24 meters from the floor, a hole is made through which, at solar noon, a ray of light is projected onto the floor strip. Marble slabs indicating the zodiac signs with the sun's entry dates are installed on the sides of the metal line. It was created by astronomers in 1786. Here you can also see some of the most beautiful stained glass windows from the full Renaissance preserved in the cathedral. The humanist taste that permeates the episodes of the saint's life is manifested in the elegant 15th century costumes and the splendid classical-style architecture rendered with rigorous perspective. Windows depict scenes from the Old and the New Testaments, the lives of saints, and some of the bishops from the past. In the rear choir, there are the stairs leading down to the crypt. At the end of the stairs, you pass to a vestibule rebuilt by Pietro Pestegale in 1820, which gives access to the sanctuary of San Carlo and the crypt. The small room was used during the winter by the canons instead of the choir above due to the milder temperatures. For this reason, it was also called the winter choir. The circular chapel is occupied in the center by the altar, surrounded by 8 red marble columns that support the vault. From a narrow staircase on the internal facade, you can access the basement where the 4th century floor is located, about 4 meters below the current level of the square. Here are the remains of the baptistery of San Giovanni, 397. It had an octagonal layout with a diameter of 19.3 meters, with niches that opened in the walls which were alternately semicircular and rectangular. Other remains pertain to the apses of the Basilica of Santa Tecla, a summer cathedral before the mid-4th century. Through the elevator contained in the eastern buttress of the northern arm of the transept, you can access the terraces of the Duomo, from which you can enjoy an extraordinary view of the dense embroidery of spires, flying buttresses, where the rainwater drains are hidden, pinnacles and statues, as well as on the city. Erected in 1774, the Madonnina, or Little Madonna, of the Milan Cathedral is the highest point of the church. The statue was designed by the sculptor Giuseppe Perego and cast by the goldsmith Giuseppe Bini to a height of 4.16 meters. The interior of the statue preserves a metal skeleton, which, having degraded in the 1960s, was placed in the museum and replaced by a steel skeleton. This statue has several important functions. It's a religious symbol of the Virgin Mary. It's considered a guardian of the city. It's a crowning element of the magnificent Milan Cathedral. Historically, the Madonnina served as a reference point for navigators and travelers. The statue has a golden halo, and in the past it was used as a reference point for local timekeeping. A special light on the statue was illuminated at noon each day, serving as a signal to adjust the city's clocks. And finally, the spires of the Milan Cathedral, including the one on which the Madonnina is placed, are equipped with lightning rods. They help protect the cathedral from lightning strikes by providing a safe path for lightning to follow. The Madonnina, being at the highest point of the cathedral, plays an important role in this lightning protection system. Before we dive into travel tips and AMP takeaways, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude for joining us today. Your likes, comments, and subscriptions mean the world to us and encourage us to keep creating exciting videos like this. Travel tips and takeaways. Milan's Duomo is a stunning example of Gothic architecture, known for its intricate spires, statues, and detailed facade, and it is officially the biggest church in Italy. The Duomo is one of Milan's most iconic landmarks and serves as a central point of reference within the city. The cathedral has a rich history, taking over 600 years to complete, and it is an important symbol of Milan's heritage and cultural identity. The interior of the Duomo is adorned with exquisite artwork, including stunning stained glass windows and sculptures that depict religious and historical scenes. Explore the crypt beneath the Duomo, which offers insight into the cathedral's history. Visitors can climb to the rooftop of the Duomo for panoramic views of Milan, providing a unique and memorable perspective of the city. The Duomo is located in the heart of Milan, and there are many other attractions within walking distance, such as Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, Duomo Museum, and La Scala Opera House. When visiting the Duomo, it's important to respect the dress code, which generally requires modest clothing that covers shoulders and knees as a mark of respect. The Duomo is an active place of worship, and visitors are encouraged to be mindful and respectful of religious services that may be taking place. Due to its popularity, it's a good idea to plan your visit in advance to avoid long lines. We hope this video was interesting and helpful. If you liked it, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. It inspires us to create more useful travel guides for you. See you in the next videos.